Hi guys, welcome back to 100 Strong. I'm Anthony. Today's video is going to be on your most basic foundations for swinging a kettlebell. I'm going to show you two variations. The first is called the simple swing, or the most basic, and then the next version I'm going to show you is called a hinge swing. And what a hinge swing is going to set you up for is for snatches, cleans, one-arm swings, and very high repetition lifts. The hinge swing is more efficient, so it allows you to do higher reps in your kettlebell lifting. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to give you a side view as well. Most people, I think, will appreciate that. So for a simple swing, we're going to go slightly wider than shoulder width and toes slightly out. So that's the stance. The next thing is the grip. I want you to employ what we call a hook grip, which means you get either your middle finger or your forefinger and you kind of tuck it just under your thumb like that, see? So what that does is it gives you a bit of extra grip strength. If I put my finger in there and pull on that, I'll notice that the hook grip self-tightens as I put pressure onto it. So what happens with that hook grip is as your kettlebells are going through the backswing, it self-tightens that grip, so it allows you to hold on to the kettlebell for longer. It builds grip endurance. Okay, so slightly wider than shoulder width, toes slightly out, our hook grip. Now the next cue is to stay loose and relaxed and do what comes natural to bring the kettlebell up to about eye level. Okay, so that's a simple swing. A couple of points there. So the first thing is, see how I just came to here and back? Well, what we're doing with this exercise is we're using the stretch reflex. We're not using as much muscle as we are connective tissue. I'm not going to go into that in this video because it's way too long, but you can Google myofascial trains or anything to do with fascia and how it works. The gist of it is that we want to use power in this movement and not just pure muscle. So if you look at something like a chimp, chimps are way stronger than us. You know, a chimp can actually, rip your arm out of its socket, but they can't throw for shit. We are much better throwers because we rely on the connective tissues and the sling patterns to, say, throw a rock or a spear, a long distance. So we're doing the same thing with the swing. Okay, so something you can do here to test your stretch reflex is this. See, when I bend I just naturally rebound back to that point. Boom, 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 boom. So that's the range of motion that you're using on the swing. Boom, boom. If you go any further, it starts to turn into more of a squat. You start to get into muscle at that point, and you're not using the fascia so much. So anyways, watch the difference here. See here, I get a nice power reflex, boom, boom, or a stretch reflex. And then here, see, I lose it. And that gets a lot harder. Okay, so to find your range of motion for the swing, just do this. Okay, and one more point on the simple swing. Notice when I brought it up, there's a slight elbow bend. So what that's going to do, it's going to keep the kettlebell closer to your body. If I'm swinging all the way out there, I'm pushing the kettlebell far out and I have to overcompensate. If I bring it in a little bit, it's staying closer to my body. I'll be able to do higher repetitions and high repetitions, and it's going to set you up for the next move. So that is the simple swing. Next is the hinge swing. So I'm going to do 5 hinge swings so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so the hinge swing, there's one extra element. Here's how I teach it in my classes. I say down, so to that stretch reflex. And then from here, you tip your chest forward and you let your knees move to lockout. And then bend again, and then up. So the way I teach it is bend, back, bend, up. Do this movement with me a few times now, so you can make it a motor pattern before we pick the kettlebell up again. So see here, bend, back, knees are back, bend, and from here just stand up straight. Bend, back, bend, up. And I'm just going to do 5 now so you can get the visual there again. So what's the hinge swing doing? A couple of things. The first thing, bend back. See here, my legs are completely relaxed. So it's going to give me a slight millisecond of a rest between each swing, which means I'm going to be able to do more swings. The next thing is, by being in that position, you're going to be using more glutes and hamstrings. So it can be used as a tool for strengthening glutes and hamstrings. But the most important thing is that hip hinge movement then transfers over to snatches, cleans, and one-arm swings. So I'll do 3 of each so you can get my point here. Watch the hip hinge moving into the one-arm swing, then into the snatch, and I'm just going to grab another kettlebell so you can see how it plays into the cleans. For the cleans, you have a slightly wider stance. There we go. A couple of more cues. Try and stay relaxed the whole time. And when you get to the top of the swing, try and even let go of the handle for a second, then grab onto it again. That way you'll know that the power is coming from your legs and you're not trying to just use your upper body muscles here to, pull it up into place. Even if you're really strong, those muscles get tired quickly. We want it all coming from here. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. More videos to come. Thank you.